Okay. Looks like we are up, I think. Yeah. Um, so I'm going to do a few things here because I, again, do not know what I'm doing. Let's see if I can bring up my whole YouTube situation. Here is my YouTube live control panel. Blah, blah, blah. Streaming software connected. Fan-damn-tastic. Okay, and then we need chat. Go, gadget, live stream. Okay, so the one thing I don't know how to get this thing to do is just instantly give me a link to like what the, link for the stream is supposed to be. I don't know if OBS can do that. The other thing I don't know how to do in OBS is have any kind of like intro or, like music. Some of y'all have already clearly unlocked that particular skill. I do not know how to do that yet. Let me see if I can. The last time, all I did literally was like go to YouTube and go to my channel and sit and wait until it finally like said, "Oh, this is what you're doing now. Did you know?" That was the only thing it did. That was the only way I could get it to work. So let me see if that works now. We'll see. I am gonna do this. That's not how that does things. Okay, I'm over here. Here we go. Maybe, yeah. So now I can do share, and now I can start spreading this around like an infectious disease. How's my audio, by the way? If any of y'all are paying attention. Hi, Sharon. How's it going? Is my audio good? Am I like, understandable? There is currently, again, my, extremely loud air conditioning happening. And it is very nice to see that some of you keep reloading to find out after I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm going live. Did he actually do it? And shrug, right? Okay, so there we go. Now I've got that out to that, and now I'm going to send this over here, over this thing, and we're going to see. I also need to pick like a different, I don't know, splash or something like that. So the picture that you see in my YouTube, like when I post a link, right? I post a live link. You get, YouTube, J Not Professional, Unprofessional Confessional number 3, no documentation, no blah blah blah. And then there's this like picture, which is lovely. I have to say, of. That's interesting. Why did it do that? Huh. I'm trying to use an iPhone that I haven't used in a long time as a desk camera, and it just did something weird. It theoretically is working, but all right, we'll see. Anyway, picture is of the ocean with some boats in the distance. That was taken in the Bahamas a number of years ago. What was it, like 2022, 2023, something like that, when I went on an awesome sailing expedition, starting in Nassau, looping down around the Keys, and then back up over the course of like 8 days. I need to do more of that. At some point, I'll get into my boat project. I don't know if that's a topic for today. The short version is I need somebody to help me find a trailer. There's a lot there. Okay, anyway, I did actually have 2 actual topics. However, first, again, carrying on the tradition of Rants About Tech, we're going to talk holidays. Happy Friday, everybody. That's a holiday in and of itself. Here are our global and cultural observances that at least I feel comfortable talking about. This is the International Day of UN Peacekeepers. as usual with these things, this is not something that I knew existed, right? Like Hallmark probably did not invent this. It is a United Nations initiative to honor the sacrifices of military and civilian personnel working for peace, which I think is lovely. I like peace, you know. We don't have a whole lot of it these days. Moving on. European Neighbors Day, an annual community building holiday celebrated throughout Europe to foster local connections. Okay, sure. And okay, we got Ascension. I'm gonna really try to pronounce this correctly. If I offend anybody, I'm sorry. Ascension of Baha'u'llah, a sacred holy day in the Baha'i faith, observing the anniversary of the Prophet founder's passing. Okay. International Everest Day commemorates the first successful summit of Mount Everest by Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay. That's pretty cool. Good for them. Fun and quirky holidays. We all love these. Put a pillow on your fridge day. Or in, I guess. A unique tradition where people put a pillow inside the refrigerator, which is said to bring good luck and prosperity to the household. Okay. Here's where I'm like 90% sure Gemini is trolling me, right? Like, this can't be right. Has anybody heard of anything like this before? Or like any reason that this would even be a thing? Like, hold on, I'm gonna go back to OBS so I can look. AC is not distracting. Thank you, Sharon. I appreciate that. Mitchell, yo yourself. So, yeah, I don't know about this whole, you know, holiday nonsense. Pillow in your fridge day. I'm sorry. National Paperclip Day. That's at least something. That's a real thing in the world, right? Design and practical convenience of the everyday paperclip. Okay. National Alligator Day. Happy to all of you. Happy day to all of you University of Florida fans. And what may have just happened is my camera decided to stop working. Oh no, it's working. Okay. It slept. Ah, yes. Okay. Learn about Composting Day. Sure. All right. I don't have a lot to say about any of these, except that, you know, I'm glad International Day of UN Peacekeepers exists. That's great. Okay. So enough of that. So the yeah, about the Paper Pure, no fridge mode. That was very sad for me to discover as well. I can't actually test fridge mode because my fridge is not steel. It has aluminum cladding around it. I wonder if this TerraMaster case is steel. Hold, please. I've been carrying my Move around because I actually am doing work on it. Like development work. So it is actually in my bag. Now I have to take it out of this case. I love this case. It's a gimmick, but I love it anyway, right? It's a composition notebook case. It's very adorable. But, okay. So let's see. I really am like, okay, I've given them a lot of, I don't actually know if you can say the S word for poop without getting some kind of strike or complaint. It seems like people use it willy-nilly in their streams, and you know, I don't know. I'm still learning here, folks. Like really still learning. But I have to say, I've given them a lot of S something for various things in the past. But I really do like the industrial design of this thing. I mean, it really is on the remarkable move. It is nice. It's just nicely designed. It is. But okay, you almost bought that case. Again, I love gimmicks, man. I don't think this is magnetic. This is plastic. How about this? No. Oh wait, no. Do I have anything? Oh wait, this. Okay, that's amusing me way more than it has any right to be. It sticks to the side of my toaster oven. I don't think I have to tell you that I'm not going to be attaching this to my toaster oven. But yeah, hey, Dr. Ling, what's up? But yeah. And I had thought that I had already said hello to Aaron, but I had not. So what's up, Aaron? Thanks for joining. So let's put this back in its rifle spot. Okay, good. You happy in there? All right. So one little bit of personal news, which is that apparently being, I guess, the only mod left on Reddit's r/e-ink community, it makes me like interesting from a commercial perspective, and so iFlyTech has agreed to, I didn't even ask, they actually just reached out to me, agreed to send me an AI Note 2 complete with keyboard case. I'm thank you, Dr. Ling. AI Note 2 complete with keyboard case. I'm really excited about this. I am going to give it like a really thorough going over. Like we're going to get real. Like it's going to be the same kind of treatment I've given to V Woods and to who's it? Books, right? And Supernote. That's going to entail, pulling their APKs and decompiling them, and being able to tell you whether or not, there's any truth to the idea that, they're mining all of your data or doing something else nefarious. So yeah, we're going to see how that goes. If nothing else, it's a pretty quick device. It has an RK3576 SoC, which is, middle to maybe high of the mid-range. Okay, so should be pretty quick, should be pretty fast. Has one of the best screens that you can buy, for this class of device. A lot of people seem to really like their native software. I can't speak yet to whether or not I'm going to, be satisfied with their native software, or whether or not I'm going to need to engage in. Can I move that way? Yeah. Engage in more software shenanigans like I did with the V-Woods, which you're about to see. But we're going to find out. It's going to be fun. So I got the shipping notification on that yesterday, the day before. And so, yeah, that's going to be coming, and I'm pretty stoked about it. So, also, doing this stream has just reminded me that I told somebody who I guess originally invented these cases for the Palm 2 Pro that I wanted to take some pictures of it and show it to them, so that I wanted to be like, look, there are things about this that I would love to change if I could. And she was like, oh, okay, well, like what? And I was like, this thing and this thing. And she's like, I don't think I made that. And I was like, oh, okay. But I want to show her what I'm talking about, because I want to see, like, I would pay this lady, because I honestly don't know anything about 3D printing, and I need help with things related to that. I would totally be like, hey, can I just like commission you to build me something like this that isn't broken? Because that would be amazing. So I will do that eventually. But anyway, I forgot to move this to this. Yeah, it's true. Your boy is in fact getting an iFlyTech. So I'm pretty psyched about that. That will be, I would imagine it would probably show up sometime in like the middle of next week, right? So like 10-ish days is what I would think. We'll find out. So yeah, actually, there are 5 of you apparently watching. Do any of you have experience with the AI Note 2? I would love to know, because I would love to know what to expect. One thing I think I'm unfortunately not expecting, so like pretty disappointed by, is I don't think they do really like open source interoperability with anything. I think the best you can hope for with respect to like, I'm going to send this thing, or I'm going to send, you know, calendar invites, or not invites, but calendar events or to-dos or whatever, or I'm going to sync my files. I think the best you can hope for from them is like Google Drive, maybe. You can, you know, correct me if I'm wrong on that. I'm looking for like WebDev and CalDAV support, which this is foreshadowing, but that's what I'm looking for. And so what the hell are those? So WebDev and CalDAV are standards, open source standards for you know, dealing with events, you know, calendar stuff. It's the same protocol that like iCloud is based on, right? So it is, you know, like anything that can speak to WebDAV or CalDAV can also speak to iCloud, for example. So that means that like your Apple, I think the Apple Notes app uses WebDAV to sync its notes, I think, maybe. That's, I mean, I can Google that right now and find out. What's Proto? Oh, you know what? I bet it's just, I bet it's like iDrive. I bet it's, let's see, what protocol does the Apple Notes app use? iCloud and Apple CloudKit. Oh, balls. To sync data across the devices, rather than a simple file sharing protocol, it uses a proprietary sync engine featuring CVRDTs, conflict-free, what's the V? Okay, conflict-free replicated data types. That's, I think Mitchell told me that's what, what's it? Remarkable uses. For seamless offline-friendly collaboration, for secondary integrations, yada, yada, yada. Okay, fine. So no, I was wrong, not Apple Notes. However, like iCal, or I guess it's just called Calendar now, Apple Reminders, those both use CalDAV, right? So you can host your own CalDAV server. That's part of what UltraBridge is, which we've talked about before on the stream, but we'll talk about more today. So, in fact, let me go over here and make sure I have this open. Yeah, I think that worked. Good, excellent. Okay. So, yeah. So anyway, I think that's what to, yeah, smart for sync between devices that are frequently offline. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. So anyway, yeah, I think there's probably not going to be a lot of open anything on iFlyTech. They may surprise me. You know what? Actually, what they've done recently, you know what? I'll just go to their, watch this. This is going to be amazing. It's going to be, well, it's not going to be professional because we all know what the name of this channel is, but it will. Yeah, here we go. So why don't we go to the iFlyTech subreddit? No, that's not it. Sure. Okay. Oh dear. Screen problem. Yeah, I got some bad news for you, champ. That's not going to go well. Oh, I guess I have to move this up. Yeah. I guess that's fine for now. Okay. But what they've started doing is they've started. Was I not on here already? That's interesting. Oh, this is not the real subreddit. Oh wow, there's really like, there are a lot of these. This is the only official. Okay. Okay, here we go. This is the one I'm actually in, right? Yeah. Okay. So. Okay, yeah, so there's a bunch of interesting things. So they've started posting these. I actually think this is cool. So they started posting like all of this stuff about their official, you know, data and privacy policies, and you know, sort of the contract, as it were, that they have with their users. That, you know, this is the kind of thing that they want to do with their users. And so, they talk about how they are GDPR compliant and no vague data storage location. But okay, so they go on and on about this. There's a bunch of these, descriptions basically of how they've done this. And I think that's good, right? This is another thing. There is an official AI Note Air 3 now. Apparently, it has the same CPU as the Air 2, which is the Rockchip 3576. Rather, as the regular 2, the AI Note 2. I think the AI Note 3 has like something. I think it has the same chip as like the Nomad, the 3556. I think that's right. And the Air 2. This is interesting. He says that the Air 2 does feel a bit. Oh, right. Okay. A bit more limited compared with the AI Note 2. The Air 3 is said to come with 8-core. Yeah. Okay. That's not anything. Okay. Note Claw. Okay. This is not the one I'm getting from them, right? Just to be clear. This is a new device which has not been released in the United States yet, or anywhere international. But yeah, so that's weird. Okay. Anyway, so this is coming out soonish, I think. Here, it's already out in China. I don't know. I think they do interesting things, right? I know there are some like question marks about their interaction with the Chinese government. Like they might do some kind of questionable stuff for them. I'm not entirely sure. But I kind of need to dive into that more, I think. But I like the fact that they are putting all this information about their privacy policies and so on. Like they seem to be actually taking some care with their community, right? Like Books has been trying to do this too with, Kenneth's monthly like dev, updates and stuff like that. I think that's actually, these are good moves. They're kind of learning more about how to interact with international audiences. But people post broken screens with screen problem, yeah. Software update did that for sure. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, it's going to be interesting. I haven't seen this stuff. One of the things that's interesting though is that iFlyTech and VWoods have some kind of relationship. I think maybe they've got. It might be as simple as just like their founders know each other or something, but they've got like a fairly close relationship. Like VWoods uses a bunch of iFlyTech frameworks for doing text recognition and a few other things. So it's interesting. They've got some kind of thing going on. But yeah, speaking of VWoods, they're going to be our next topic. But I do want to point this out. I saw this the other day. So if we go to, everything's on sale except for the AI Paper Reader C, which I think is kind of hilarious. I guess the reader's not on sale either. It's just, quote, hot. Okay, sure. So the AI paper is now on sale for $469. Somebody has asked them for, I don't know why. I know there are some of you who really, really like using color in notes. I don't know why. I'm not that kind of person. I don't get the utility of it. It just doesn't do anything for me. But some people like it, sure. Some people asked about a color device and they were like, we're going to try to do that. And that's almost a guarantee that the next thing that VWoods comes out with is going to be a color tablet, which, fine. Like, at least still give me a black and white option, for the love of God. Maybe if we get very, very lucky, and the thing is, because of their relationship, this might be a thing. If we get very lucky, they might, have the same screen in a smaller device, right? In a mini type device that iFlyTech is using in the Air 3, which would be awesome because that would mean it would be Carta 1300, unlike the Carta 1000 or 1100, whatever the mini screen is. See, I have to find some way of not doing this. Hold on a second. Are we back? We're back. Okay. I'm going to change the settings on this phone because I can do that because I'm some kind of engineer theoretically. Okay. Lock phone to resume. Oh. Wow, really? What? Really? So if the screen is off, then this is on? Because it's acting like that is not a thing. Everything's fine. Okay. Huh. That's curious. Okay. I hope you guys all enjoy watching me struggle. K3, Matt. Yeah, no, exactly. But, you know, I think probably the next device is going to be K3. I do think there's a place for somebody to try experimenting with. I was talking to Ed about this the other day. To try experimenting with Gallery 3, insofar as you don't have to make it a total mess if you build an Android device out of it, right? It actually can scroll reasonably well and respond reasonably well. So, meaning use Android apps reasonably well if it's in black and white mode. So you could envision a world in which you use it in black and white mode for Android apps, right? For anything that needs scrolling, for anything that needs fast response, and then for native apps that you want to do something with color, you just, put it back into color mode. You can take notes in color, in the native app, and then when you go back to, you want to do something, I don't know, you want to catch up on Discord or whatever, you just put it back in black and white mode. That seems kind of obvious, which I guess in retrospect, it does make sense that Bigme didn't think of it with the galley. So, but yeah, there's potential there. So I don't know, but I don't think they're going to use a Gallery 3 screen. They would have to get somebody to, they'd have to sign a custom contract. I don't think VWoods has that kind of scratch. We'll see. I hope they just do a black and white device in addition. That would just make me very happy. So we'll see. Right. Back to OBS. Is there a black and white mod for the Remarkable? Yeah, I think yes. And oh my God, hey Vince, welcome. No beer for now, maybe later. Circuit Rewind, everybody, is a good friend of mine from another channel, Craft Computing. Any of you who are various kinds of technology dork, not that we know anyone like that, will appreciate that channel, as well as Vince's channel himself, Circuit Rewind. So Vince does a lot of retro tech stuff and a lot of cool things related to FreeBSD and other stuff like that. So definitely worth checking out. Please join him whenever possible. Or just go check out his channel. He's got a bunch of videos on there. Yeah, so we'll see what happens with this VWoods situation. I actually don't have, I've got maybe 20 minutes left. Yeah. 20? Maybe 25. Okay. So anyway, let's go back to this. And is this going to work? Yes, it will. Fantastic. Okay. So, yeah. Oh, you know what? It locked. Now let me see if it stays working. Oh, that's great. Good job. Yeah. Oh, it blanks. Oh, that's stupid. So it has to be locked and yeah, okay, there we go. Wow. This whole iPhone thing is going to require some work. Okay. Anyway, So, and LLM stuff too. True. Yeah. I consulted with Vince on his purchase of a M5 Max MacBook Pro recently for a lot of things, including, as it turns out, Windows gaming, because why not? Because that machine is stupidly powerful. But also primarily, this is why I use OBS camera, not continuity. Yeah. Next time. So, right. So anyway, Vince also wanted to do some local inference stuff. And it turns out that the M5 Max is very good for that. So with 128 gigs of RAM, you've kind of got yourself like a, MLX DGX Spark. But we can talk more about that later. Probably in another future episode. So anyway, I want to talk about this. Down to this. No, to this. Yes. Okay. So one of the things that happens with me with see, I'm not going to actually put my lock code on screen this time. How about that? It's true. I can be taught. Right. So one of the things that happens with devices like these, it doesn't matter which it is. Is it Supernote, or is it Books, or Remarkable? I inevitably get frustrated with the feature set. Yeah, I was like, okay, what if I just wrote my own? What about? So went ahead and rooted it and tore out all of the APKs and decompiled them and more or less wrote, something approaching a software development kit for this. Oh, for the love of God. Okay, come on. You should be able to start working again, buddy. Come on. There we go. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm gonna have to start using OBS camera. Right. Anyway, tore apart the software. Figured out a lot of how it works under the hood. I still can't quite write without latency. The latency is way down from where it was when I first started. You still do get a little bit of pen lag. However, I'm not the kind of person that gets really badly bothered by pen lag. It is close enough that it's usable for me, which you guys are going to see what I'm talking about in a second. So I did a couple of things with this. So this is called Forest Note. V Woods Forest Note, right? I guess I went with Woods Forest. I don't know. But maybe also because eventually this will run on multiple devices. I'm going to port it to Books, I think, once I'm done with a few other bits of feature stuff that I want to get done. But I'm really excited about this because it does a bunch of things, quote unquote, out of the box, for God's sake. Okay, there's got to be a better way to make this behave, right? Okay, let's go back to this for a second, because this is going to drive me up a wall. Okay. Uh-huh. So does that cause it to, yeah, okay. So you do this. Uh-huh. Maybe I need to go into settings and yeah. Let's see. Disconnect. Okay. Uh-huh. Oh, that's interesting. Plug iPhone in with a cable. I mean, do I have OBS camera on here? I have Droid Cam OBS. That's not the same. Okay. Maybe I can just get it to stop turning itself off. Let's see. Well, first of all, no, I don't want to do that. I know this is really thrilling must-see TV here. Just everyone on the edge of their seat, trying to figure out whether or not Jay can configure his effing camera correctly. How about... Is power not in the general menu? I guess not. Okay, well, here's battery. So this is the problem, is I haven't daily driven iOS in, God, I honestly don't know how long. It's been a very long time. So I mostly don't know. Let's see, what does it say? Lock. Really? Okay. Time. Really? There's a lot of stuff in settings that apparently... Oh, wait, display and brightness. Auto lock, 5 minutes. Okay, well, about never. Your iPhone may use more energy with this setting. No kidding. Okay, we're gonna see whether or not that decides to do what we need. And now we're gonna try this again. We're gonna try this again. Let's see. Okay. I guess, theoretically, yeah, the problem is now I don't know how to get back to continuity camera. I mean, is it just this? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Uh-huh. Cool. All right, well, why isn't this working then? No. That's not what I said. Okay, yeah. Why isn't that working? Gotta lock the phone. Is that what you have to do? Maybe? That's not clear. Okay. Is there like a setting here for this? No. I mean, it's locked now. That's interesting. That's not what I wanted. Yep. Okay. I mean, maybe I just have to like start it in photo booth or something similar and then see if it works that way. Yeah, because it's like not listed as a camera now. I mean, did I like disable it? Maybe that's what the problem is? General. Oh, no, that's not right. Oh, actually, yes it is. Okay. There we go. Probably. Yeah. So, cool. Well, now it's connected, so... Let's see what happens here. Okay. Yeah, it looks like that's actually configured now. Okay, good. I'm going to do this as quickly as possible because otherwise it's going to stop working. So, yeah. So there were a couple of like design constraints for this, or things that I was just like, I want to make sure that this works. For one thing, I really wanted to get sync right, and it turns out that that's not always easy. So this actually uses now like a proprietary-ish, not proprietary, but I had to sort of invent a sync protocol that basically what it does is it keeps multiple copies of SQLite synchronized with each other over the network. So but it sends operations back and forth instead of like trying to send copies of the database, right? So I think this basically uses CRDTs more or less. That's very interesting that it keeps doing that. Also infuriating, but yeah. Now it says it's fine, at least on the camera. Yeah. Okay. You know what? Now I'm starting to wonder if this cable is flaky or what. But okay. Bespoke. There we go. Yes, that's good. So if you go in here, right, the only thing it says for sync server is just what's the URL, right? What's the username? What's the password? This is talking that protocol to UltraBridge on the other end. So if I go and I look at UltraBridge, so if I look at this here, right, this is under Forest Note now. Here's my files. This works with, this works with well, it searches across, UltraBridge searches across multiple different vendors of devices. I have a similar thing for Supernote. Since the last time I recorded this, UltraBridge now is a Supernote private cloud server instead of talking to the Supernote private cloud server. So now it has files and digests in there. Books is books. This is as normal as it's been, this whole time. And then this is now its own thing for Forest Note. So this is basically sort of structured as though it was a file system, even though it's a database. So you've got folders and so on. If I find something that's going to be compelling to make me be like, okay, maybe I'll change the way that this is abstracted, I might consider it. But as right now, it's just it's just a file system. But it gives you a lot of power because the notes that I take can now get put in here, right? Like, so for example, here's some notes I took in a meeting today at work. What's happening right now is, okay, there it goes. It finished pretty quickly. This is like an image of the whole note. Let's see how quickly that downloads. Yeah, so this works pretty well. It keeps the note format is just straight lines. There's no real complicated anything behind the way that this gets set up. But the same thing happens with Forest Note notes as happens with other notes, which is that everything gets transcribed by a visual learning model or a visual language model on UltraBridge, and then that information gets saved in here and becomes searchable, which is awesome. So, and this so far this works really, really well. The other things that I have, that I have this do. One thing that I really wanted to make sure would work. Actually, let me do a demo here. We will do this. I've adopted the Supernote way of putting dates and times on every note, even though every note also has that as metadata. It just makes it easier for me to think about. Okay. It also means I can name things the same thing without conflicts, right? So I can do this now. I don't know why it starts on lasso. I'm gonna have to fix that. But so I don't know really. Let me see. I'm gonna switch camera views. Nope. Oh, this guy. Yeah. So I don't know whether or not you guys are going to be able to see this in action. I'm going to try to write at an angle so you can see something. But you can maybe see the latency between the pen drawing and it actually is showing up on the screen. Let's see. I mean, it's not bad. Right, it is slightly perceptible, I would say. Yeah, I mean, you really have to be looking at it up close. So I don't know. I got it to this quality, I got it to this speed basically by repeatedly tinkering with e-ink refresh methods until I could get it kind of approximating how fast the paper app is on VWoods. There's more work to do there. So yeah, I'm gonna have to probably dive into that this weekend, but it's good for now. I'll put it that way. So let's suppose I want to, make something in here into a to-do. So I can now do lasso test. So you can see I've got some options on here. This says, you know what? I'm just going to do this so I don't have to move anything. How about that? Right, cut, copy, recognize, to do, delete. And actually, you know what? This solves several problems at the same time. There we go. Okay. In fact, now maybe you can actually see the latency. I don't know. Let's find out. How am I going to put my hand? Okay, there we go. Have to go back to fountain pen. It's still pretty good. It's better than I thought. It really is better than I thought it would be. Okay, so let's try this again. So yeah, Nizoni, that's a good point. I mean, these guys have been the leaders in the world in language translation for a very long time, right? iFlyTech has. So yeah, there is something to that. I don't have that need personally, but I can definitely appreciate why it's as powerful as it is. So yeah, record one language and transcript in another real time. It's amazing. But so I can do recognize here, right? And then that will give me an interface to put a text box, right? So I'm going to do that. Done. And there's my test text box. Now I can do this. Oops. Stay on text. I think I have to. Oh, that's interesting. Everything got duplicated? That's new. Yay, demo hell. Okay. Yeah, okay, there we go. I can move that around. Right, I can make it different sizes. But the other thing I can do is lasso this. Now I can do to do. And it took that, right, and now I have these options. Do I want to make this none today, tomorrow, plus 1 week? When do I want my due date to be? I can put in some extra notes. Right, and I just got a toast message that says task created. So now, if I go back to UltraBridge, and I go to tasks, probably have to refresh that. There's my hello task, right, with do things. This is not even complete. There's a bunch of things I'm going to be adding to this over the next couple days, weeks, etc. I actually want to set it up so that this application, get this out of my way. What if I just like do this? Maybe. Whatever. I want to set it up so this application can have like complete, provenance of data from, like, if I do something like that and I do circle test to do, right? It will not just send it to a CalDAV like to-do server, but it will also include like a link and maybe the full text of the note that it came from, so it can see, so you can go back on your to-do app and be like, oh yeah, I forgot there were the other things that were context for this to-do right when I wrote it. So that's coming. In fact, I have some code I have to test for that tonight. But there are a bunch of other things that I want to put in here as well. But for what's cool is that for right now, I can use this app for work, and it does the things that I need it to do that so far VWoods doesn't seem interested in implementing. And those things, I mean specifically integration with open source data ecosystems, like stuff with WebDAV and CalDAV. That's the reason why I wrote this. So this on VWoods, on books, maybe on iFlyTech, and maybe on even like other generic Android tablets is kind of where I want to go with this in the near-term future. And again, everything is going to be kind of put together and stitched together with UltraBridge, such that all of the data is indexed in the same place, searchable from the same place, and I can access it via Claude or via ChatGPT, via an MCP server into that data server later. So I feel like there's more to do and more to talk about with respect to UltraBridge, because I haven't really set the stage, I think, for that enough. In short, UltraBridge is the open source data server that I put together for basically every note-taking device that I have. So there's going to be an UltraBridge, interface for Remarkable as well, eventually. I'm probably just going to take the code from, RM Fake Cloud and port it, integrate it into UltraBridge. So, yeah, there's a lot more interesting stuff coming. So, if any of you guys have stuff that you would like to do that you don't know how to do on these devices yet, I would love you to drop that information, drop discussion of that into the comments of this video, because I need ideas, and I need to know what kind of stuff haven't I thought of that would make me more productive, that you guys have seized on, and you're like, oh, if only I could do X and Y and Z, then, wow, a whole bunch of things would be way easier. I want to know that, because in the final analysis, we're probably not that different, and there's probably something that, we can do together to build better functionality for this stuff, and hopefully model that for the companies that actually make these things, so that these kinds of integrations can be first party instead of third party, with idiots like me tearing apart firmware to be able to have some kind of software development kit. So yeah, I'm about done here, but I did want to put that request out and see if anybody can help out. So I think that's it. We're back up to 6 viewers, which is amazing. Yeah. Y'all have a lovely weekend. If I don't talk to you again, maybe I will put something together over the weekend that I get really excited about and I end up doing over one of these streams. I don't know. The iFlyTech I don't think will come. They just shipped it, so that takes a minute. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just. OBS camera's like $70, isn't it? I think. Like, God. I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, I think that's it. Everybody have a lovely rest of your weekend, rest of your day. Have a great, whatever else I'm not thinking of. And yeah, take care of each other. Bye, folks.